I still don't know how to start these videos, so that's fun. Do I look okay? Is my cardigan just the right amount of off the shoulder like the kids do? I think so. Question 12. What is an anime that was better than you expected? I don't know how many of you guys actually made it past the first episode of this show. But I managed to. Because honestly, after you've seen so many anime, a lot just doesn't really shock you that much anymore. Like, maybe a little bit, but I was not, surprisingly, I was not put off by this. But a sister is all you need. Stay with me, I promise. It's actually a really good anime. Like, it's, oh, what's that? It's not, like that first episode really just, it throws you off. And like, if you stop there, you really don't, like, it's actually more, it's not, that's not the whole thing of the show, but I don't know. Like, after I watched that, I was like, this is actually like a really good anime. Like, it's one of those ones that's like almost like a life lesson thing. Like, as you're like growing up and the people that you're surrounded by, and sometimes you doubt yourself and like you start comparing yourself, jealousy and all those things, aspiring to be like the other person, like they encourage you, whatever. Like, it's actually a lot more than that first episode. So I would highly recommend, if you stopped at that first episode, you should go back. If you just gotta skip it, just skip it. I love that they incorporate like actual real life games. And fun fact about me, I really like beer. And each episode they showcase a different, like, I think they're all Japanese beers, but I'm just like, I had to write some of those down and save it, because I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna try all these beers. So I loved that about that show, that they showcased and introduced like beers that if you've never tried them before, if you never knew anything about them, like they almost talk about the beers in the show too, and they talk about like the flavor and stuff. And I don't know, but that one. Question 13. What is an anime that was the biggest letdown for you? I forgot, so I definitely had to write this one down, because if it was a letdown, I probably just forgot it altogether. Oh yes. Arifureta, I think that's how you say it. From what? World's Commonplace from Strongest Girl. It was such a letdown that I don't even remember the title. When it started out, I was like, oh, this is like a really good turn for, because I believe it was still technically an isekai. I think it was isekai, or maybe it was just already in like a fantasy realm. I can't remember, but like it started out like really good. Like, I liked how they were taking the character, especially like what happens to him and like what he had to go through and like build himself up. I was like, oh, this is gonna be super good. But then they brought a lowly vampire, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they brought a bunny girl with a hammer. I was like, oh, okay. And then you had the childhood friend, and then you had a dragon. I was like, okay, you know what? This didn't have to turn into a harem. Like, this show seemed like it was gonna be so good. And then you made it into a weird harem. But yet he didn't give the other ones the time of day. And he was like, somewhere down the road, it wasn't hitting for me anymore. I was like, you could have stopped at those first couple episodes. I mean, granted, I would have liked to know where it was gonna go, but I felt like it should have just went somewhere else. I'm not sure if it was, I don't think this one was like a visual novel, or maybe it was just a novel, and I don't remember. It may be a manga. I was like, I don't know if I actually want to take the time to read this, because I already suck at reading so much. But It may be better in the manga. I don't know. Maybe somebody rushed the anime or something. I don't know, but the anime was such a letdown. Like I was actually really getting into it, and because I'm not a quit. That's a lie. I drop a lot of anime. I would say I'm not a quitter, but I sat there and watched that whole season. I was just like, why did I watch the rest of this? Like, there was a certain point where you knew to just, I was like, okay. And now I'm just forcing myself to finish this. And that's kind of what happened with that one. So, yeah. Another one, too, which people were talking about this show a lot. And I was just like, let me give this a chance. And I watched and I was like, what was y'all hyping this up for? So, Domestic Girlfriend. If you've seen Domestic Girlfriend, I was just like, it wasn't bad, but people was just talking about how it was just so messy and blah blah blah. I was like, was it? Like, after I watched it, I was like, what was everybody hyping this up? Like, what was everybody talking about? Like, if you want to see a messy anime, Scum's Wish, recommend. I would put that over Domestic Girlfriend any day. Like, Scum's Wish to me was so much better than Domestic Girl. Even Rumbling Hearts, like, I don't know, Domestic Girlfriend, it seemed very cliche and seemed like a trope that, I mean, depending on what kind of anime you watch, it just wasn't all that. I was like, I mean, you kind of saw where things were gonna go. Like, you knew what the result was gonna be. It wasn't like a love triangle to me. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't catching some stuff, but I don't know. Domestic Girlfriend, it was kind of a letdown, but I think it was because how everybody kept talking about it. So, yeah. Question 14. Who is your favorite villain / antagonist? I had to include antagonist because the ones that I really like, the reasons why I like, let me just say who they are. So, my first one is Mr. Yang from Rabi Hachi. If you have not seen that show, I recommend again. If you like comedy and, what is it, Fujoshi bait, if you want to be baited just a little bit, I like, Mr. Yang is just so funny. It is so in love, and it is just the links that he will go through, and then that ending song dedicated just for him. Like, he would be, he's not really a villain, but that's why I included antagonist, because he would have to be my favorite antagonist. Like, this is also within the recent memories of the anime that I can think of, but it would be Mr. Yang. I love his character. I love his character design. If I ever got into cosplay, I want to cosplay him because I just love him so much. And another one, I don't remember his name, but I think he's like a demon or something from, what is it, Blood Blockade Battlefront. The guy just hated fucking humans, and I'm just like, bro, same. And he just wanted chaos and destruction for no reason. And I'm just like, not same, but I hear you. So, I don't know. There was something about that character. Granted, it's been a while since I watched Blood Blockade Battlefront, but I just remember every time he showed up on screen, and I was just like, bro, this guy is crazy. And I don't know. I don't even, was there really a true villain in that show? I mean, he was just causing mayhem, but it was also a show of just mayhem in general and people in the slums kind of like just living their everyday life. I don't know. He just created more nonsense in a world of already full of nonsense, and I was here for it. Question 15, least favorite villain or antagonist. What did I put? I had to write this one down too, because again, if I don't like you, I'm not gonna remember. Sigh. And that's not me saying the word sigh. Like, Sigh from Peach Girl. Like, I try to go back and rewatch Peach Girl as an adult, but I cannot get past Sigh. I don't want to know her little story. I don't know who she fall in love with. Honestly, all the characters in that show really irritated me. Again, as a younger girl who just seeing like romance, like, oh, like you see it through the mind of a high schooler and you kind of go with the flow. But looking back on that shit and thinking about it as an adult, all the damn characters irritated me. Momo, baby girl. But Sai, I'm sure there are a lot of people that, and I'm sure there's somebody along the way that's like they see what Sai was doing and they understand where she was coming from, but not me. Sai, no. Who else? Oh, Malti, of course. Everybody didn't like her ass from Rising of the Shield Hero. She, all the bullshit, all the nonsense, for what? For what? Like, again, I'm sure if I read the manga, you probably see where she coming from, but for me watching the anime, nah, bitch. You can go. Next question. Question 16. What is an anime you find visually pleasing? One show, Amnesia. I've heard people say that they didn't like it. I actually didn't mind Amnesia. Granted, I only watched it once and it was years ago, but the characters in their eyeballs, like I wanted to like snatch their eyeballs off the screen and like put them on my shelf. That sounds very creepy. I apologize. What else did I have? Another one, Chihaya Furu. I don't even know how I got into that show. I think I don't think anybody recommended this one to me. I think I kind of stumbled on this one, but this show, those colors, like when they bring the words to life, like, oh. Another one with pretty, like, they didn't really have standout eyes other than eyelashes. If you watch the show, you know who that is. But Chihaya Furu was very gorgeous, like how they played with the colors and almost like this traditional Japanese type of styles and stuff like that. Was really nice. And of course, which I'm sure everybody probably, I feel like people talked about this one a lot when it came out, was Demon Slayer. Like that shit, like it was very different. And I don't know if I've seen people with mixed reviews of how they felt about the animation style, but I loved it. Like that one scene where he does the decapitation, like that is a wallpaper somewhere. Like I need that on a big poster somewhere, because that shit was fucking, oh shit, I don't know if I can say that word. We're gonna have to figure out a bleep shit, but that scene alone, I was like, gorgeous. And it was a decapitation. It was like, oh, that's the most beautifulest way to behead somebody that I have ever seen in my life. Beautiful. Okay, moving on. I don't know how to switch to questions. I do apologize. I apologize for the ramblings. I apologize for the awkwardness. Like, hello. But we're getting to know each other. Yes, and this is who I am. Anyways. Question 17 is favorite OST or background music. I think I'll just tell you what shows they are specifically, because me trying to, I don't want to keep playing stuff. Because also, I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted for half these songs. But favorite one was Kill la Kill. What is it? Before Your Body Is Dry. Fun fact. Ever since I watched that anime for the first time, it has been my alarm clock for that long. It is still my alarm clock to wake me up. Is that song, Kill la Kill, Before My Body Is Dry. I think that's what it's called, but I don't know what it is about that song. I love that song. And then of course, Cowboy Bebop. Like, there was a limited edition, I think like a color record for it, and I missed it. Ugh. But if I can ever find that vinyl, I will get that. Cowboy Bebop is like, I think that was one of the things that made me really love that show, was the music. something about like that jazz and bluesy side of it all, and it has like this noir feel to it, like Cowboy Bebop, like that whole like anything everything, like each episode was basically, it was a title of a song anyway. So anything everything Cowboy Bebop, marvelous. There was one more. Oh, Gurren Lagann. What is it? I don't even remember the name of the song, but like anytime that they were like revving up to like their battle song, oh, that shit, like it always like made my heart race, and it made me excited because you knew like, oh, the crew was about to come in and fuck some shit up, and I was just like, oh, roll, fight the power. Moving on. Oh my gosh, we're almost done, guys. Question 18. What is my favorite thing about anime? How can I say this without being very long-winded and rambling like I've already been doing in this whole video? I love everything about anime. I don't know, that's such a cliche answer, I feel. I don't know, like they have such a way to tell stories that is just so, it really captures you. Like whether it's something just silly and comedic, or even a show about like economics, like shows about working at McDonald's, like they do it in such an unnecessary way, but it just makes so much sense. I don't want to sum it down to, oh, it just looks pretty, because it's more than that. Like you really see the work that they put in, the way how they tell a story, the way how they let you see multiple sides of the characters. Sometimes you can really get an understanding of even where the villain is coming from. Like they have a good way of portraying perspectives. Honestly, anime has, again, something me and my sister talk about, it's really shaped the way how I kind of see the world, move in the world. Like it has so many life lessons I've learned through anime, just even understanding the differences of people sometimes, because of they can take you in this outer world type of sense but still parallel it to the real world and see what actions, how people's actions, how they affect so many sometimes. And I just love it. I don't know. Everything is my favorite. Yay, we're almost done. Question 19. Do you think you'll ever stop watching anime? Why would I? For what? Stop it. Stop watching it for what? Like, no. I will probably never ever. I'll probably be an old lady and still be watching anime. Like, there's no reason to not watch anime. Even if they stop creating new animes, I'll just I mean, I already rewatch everything anyways, but I'll just go back and watch the things that I didn't catch last time. Like, there is no reason to stop watching anime. All right, and last question. I've kept you all here for so long, but hopefully you enjoyed my antics and my ramblings. But question 20, what anime would you recommend? This is a hard question because I've learned after I've tried to recommend anime to people that have never watched anime, and how I've understood that you can't just recommend your favorite anime to people. You have to really get a gauge of what it is that they actually are already into outside of anime. Because, I mean, anime has like every genre in it anyway, so it's easier for me to get an understanding of what kind of shows somebody's already interested in and what kind of things that they already gravitate to when they watch it, and then I recommend a show. So this question, me personally, if by the end of this video, if you've made it this far, first of all, if I just had to recommend, just in general, all-encompassing a show to recommend for just anybody, I would recommend Letdown, because I want another season. But for people who think that anime is like for kids, or they have like a preconceived idea of what anime is, I would recommend Full Metal Alchemist. Either one. I used to recommend Cowboy Bebop until I recommended it to a friend and she was like, it was just boring. I was like, oh, okay, I see where that comes, because it's very somewhat episodic and dialogue heavy, and even though I just really like Cowboy Bebop, that was another one of those ones that I had to learn that I can't just recommend that one. A lot of people that I like, some of my friends who have never watched anime, they liked Attack on Titan. I mean, it's hard for me to recommend because I have not watched Attack on Titan. Don't come for me. I'm sorry. I promise. Please. I'm still an anime fan, but I have not personally watched Attack on Titan, so it's hard for me to recommend that. But I have known people who have never seen anime who liked Attack on Titan, so I guess that one. I'm trying to think of like a romance one that I would recommend. I would say Fruits Basket, but I think you got to get through a little bit of the shuffle if you've never seen anime. Like, there's a lot that happens with those characters. And if there are some people who just ain't here for the long ride, they may not stick around for that one. But if you know somebody who is like maybe into like psychology and stuff, and like really like relationships of people and learning how to deal with grief and stuff, then I would recommend Fruits Basket. If you know somebody who likes crude humor, I highly recommend Prison School. Like, this is an anime that I am not ashamed to say that I love. I love Prison School. If you are okay with crude humor, I recommend Prison School. And when I say crude, I mean like, can I say that word? Sexual? But yes, it to sum this up, I recommend shows based off the individual. It's hard to just do an all-around recommendation other than Yona of the Dawn, because I really want another season. I want that show to be animated more. So, long story short, Yona of the Dawn. Okay, that wraps up this video. Hopefully, I somehow make this video not long as shit, because I've rambled throughout this whole entire thing. Anyways, if you made it this far, I don't know. Did I introduce you to some new anime that you've never seen? Did I make something sound interesting that made you want to watch it? If you did, oh my gosh, let me know. Tell me how you feel. Let's have conversations about anime, because I like to talk about anime. I would love to talk about anime. If you want to have like a more personal conversation with me, you can find me on Instagram. Shameless plug, of course. But you can totally slide in the DMs and we can talk about anime all day. Like, if you have any recommendations for me, you can either send them there or you can let them know in the comments so you can share with everybody else. If you want to answer these questions, if you want to make a video, oh, that'd be fun. I would love to see that. You can tag me in it. Or if you just want to answer the questions, you can answer them down below and we can still have more discussions. Yes, let's get our little anime community talks going. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm sorry. But yes, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, if you're interested in all of this randomness, you're more than welcome to subscribe. You're not obligated. My videos are kind of all over the place. Like, it's not only anime related, but you'll see like sprinkles of anime throughout all of them. Yeah, pretty much there's like anime just sprinkled everywhere. But I'm definitely more into like fashion and style and stuff like that, so you'll probably see more videos on that. But if you're interested in some more anime content, just let me know. If there are any suggestions or recommendations you'd like me to talk about, or a video you'd want to see from me, let me know. And of course you can turn on the notifications, because I'm trying to make the schedule Mondays, but Every Monday is not a guarantee. Every other Monday is also not a guarantee. But you could at least know it'll be probably a Monday. So if you want to know which exact Monday, turning on the notifications will help. Yay. So I think that is everything.